Hello, hi Luna.
Hi.
Hi, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for your time and actually your earlier time. So I like that because I was like, I didn't do much to. Anyway, sorry. Um, so can you please introduce yourself a little bit and tell us what you do, why you do it, and maybe also a little bit of your musical background, where you're coming from?
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm Luna. I'm originally from Florida, but I live in Nashville, Tennessee, in the United States. And I'm a singer, songwriter, musician. I play the piano. I'm also a producer. I pretty much do everything you can do musically except engineer. I went to an art school for high school. I have a extensive musical background. I've been playing my whole life. I'm not really classically trained, but I did have some choir training at my school and stuff like that. But yeah, I've been pretty much making music my whole life. That's all I've ever done.
Okay, thank you. I always try to prepare a little bit for the talks, of course. And so it's I couldn't find much music from you. Are you? Because I mean, you just said you made music of the whole, of your whole life. Did you do it with other bands, or where is all the music you did? I mean, if I ask you, oh, see, but I forgot to tell you, if I ask you something you don't want to answer, just don't answer it. I'm not trying to have some inappropriate questions, but just be. Anyway, my point is, I found, I think, on Spotify like 3 songs or something, or 5, or not a whole body of work. Can you explain this a little bit? Did you work with other bands, or did you just you said you are a producer as well? Did you produce other bands, and that's why you were busy with other projects?
Yes, I mostly wrote. So
Ah,
that's
I
why
see.
it's a
Okay.
lot of it isn't under my artistry, which obviously that's about as much as I can say on that. But I actually am trying to work my Spotify now because I've taken over my own artistry. So
Hmm.
most of my music is like on YouTube or SoundCloud.
Ah,
I'm just learning how to navigate Spotify, which is why how I met you and stuff. So I'm trying all the different little avenues to get my Spotify in par with my other platforms and things like that because I
I
really
see.
don't know how to,
Exactly.
do
Because
that.
yeah, no. This was kind of, it was a little bit an odd thing for me. I have to admit, I'm not on SoundCloud. I know it should be, it's a big thing, but I'm kind of, oh man, I'm more know more about Spotify, but yeah, because I saw look. I was looking for more information about you, and I was seeing on Instagram you have a lot of followers, and so I was like, she is big and out there. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to find from you, but not much music. So okay, now this explains a lot. And so you're doing the music by yourself, or in some of the pictures I saw someone with you. So is it just you, or is it with studio musicians, um, or how do you produce your own music?
So there's like very many different methods that I use. For the song that, we connected over, I had somebody had already created that track. So that was one person that did all that. And then I wrote and recorded on it. But usually if I start from scratch, I just make the entire track like either electronically or with an instrument in combination with electronically because I don't play drums.
Hmm.
But yeah, sometimes people will send me already made tracks and then I record on that too. So it's just like various different processes of how the songs come out. But I'm able to, do almost all of it in
Hmm.
one way or the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I got it. And this also explains, because I was listening to, some of your songs, and they were quite different.
Yeah.
So I mean, I like that. I like more like dark wave, gothic, industrial. That's more mine. So you're a little bit fringe for me. You're more how you say, don't get it wrong, more mainstream. You have a more mainstream appeal, and this is not a bad thing. Don't get it wrong. It's just you're not the usual artist for me. What I feature in my radio show, but I really liked the song, so that's why I like your voice. You have a really great. I like this try. The no nonsense approach you have. It's like a try thing. You're just going through there without too much. Sometimes you have these because you said didn't you say you have like a gospel background or something?
I do have some choir background.
Choir, exactly. Because sometimes I think it's a little bit too much, this Mariah Carey stuff, and it's like, okay, give me a break. Everyone does the same, and I like you're very dry. You're just like, but this is exactly what the song needs. I guess obviously you felt this way, and you know a lot of different styles of music. So I really appreciate here that you didn't overdo it. You did it right for the song, and this is the most important thing, because I guess you're in Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville, Tennessee is the place to be for a musician, right?
Yeah, Music City.
That's a music city. So I guess there's a lot of anyway. My point is, you can play a track to death. Putting in too much stuff, and so it's the fine balance you need to find to not overdo it and just give it a right amount of thing. And I really like that. So I listened to it before, and I really like it. So yeah, you're very welcome. No, it's cool, and it has a nice video as well. So I didn't really know what to think of it. If you want to go there, we can go there. But if you don't, just we talk about something else. You seem to have how do I phrase this? You seem to put your body quite in front of things. Let's put it this way. I mean, you're a beautiful woman, no question about it. I mean, it obviously did help you on Instagram, but did it also help you with the music? Or sometimes it can hinder things because you kind of get broken down to just this object, let's put it this way. How is your experience here?
I mean, yeah, how I see it is like, that's how I dress anyway. So I just try to be as much of myself as possible, because I think that's the most empowering thing you can do, because they tell you like what to be or not to be as a woman in the industry. It's very hard to be a woman in the industry. So I just try to be myself, because, if I play some part that isn't me, eventually it's going to come out anyway. And so I just try to keep it real pretty much. But yeah, as far as the video, it's as pretty much simple as like the contrast between It's All For You, like the success, kind of like the more glamour scenes that are shot up front. And then the like, just hanging out with friends, like the past, the reminiscent on before, success and things like that. So that's pretty much the contrast between when you get everything you want, but you still miss like something from the simpler times. That's pretty much like the concept of the video.
Yeah, no, it kind of, obviously that's why we clicked over the song. It really resonated with me. It was, it has this melancholic sadness I really like, it's so, yeah, you described it quite well. I'm not unhappy, I'm married, everything is fine, but sometimes I also think back of things, and this is kind of exactly what it brought up to me, and this is what I really like in music. It's something between the notes and the words. It's kind of just the feeling of a song, and this just encapsulated quite well. Okay, yeah, and thank you for stating. You're just yourself, because I don't know how to approach this, because I like, of course, that you are yourself, and if you're happy with that, so there is no right or wrong. I just wanted to kind of hear from you if you feel a little bit pushed or pressured to be like that, and obviously you aren't, and that's good to know. So you are a producer. So I guess you are. I mean, you don't have to answer this question, but I guess you have a label in the background to help you promote your music, or do you do the promotion? Oh, okay.
All myself.
Oh, yourself. Okay.
All myself.
Are you thinking about getting someone a label on board, or so? Have you tried to? I mean, if you want to talk about it, of course.
I haven't fully tried. I'm definitely interested in it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just taking it easy, seeing as much as I can do myself, and then
Mm-hmm.
seeing what exactly I would need a label to do for me. You know what I mean? Because we know now we can publish ourselves. Publishing is kind of dead because I used to have a publishing deal, and that, isn't even like hardly a thing anymore. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of like learning the curves of the new wave and how the industry is changing continually and trying to get ahead of that. And then I'm going to gauge from there, like what exactly a label could really do for me, but I'm still open-minded to it.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm absolutely with you. I mean, this is the for me as a radio DJ, it's how you say hell and heaven at the same time, because the hell of it is everyone can do music on
Yeah.
his cell phone, and
Yep.
and it's like, oh, give me a break, you know? I mean, I have to sift through a lot of not so good songs. Let's put it
Yeah.
nicely, you know. And I guess you as a producer get sent stuff too, so you know what I mean. And that's great, you know. It's very liberating, so everyone can partake, and you don't have to have a label to put things out. But there's a lot of an avalanche of not so good stuff.
Right.
And now I wanted to say the good thing, and the good thing is, yeah, everyone can put things out, and sometimes it doesn't even need to be such high quality, because if a spirit of a song is right, you know, then it will be a good song if it's low quality or lo-fi or just with an acoustic guitar. And anyway, so. Good. So we got this covered, and I think you're doing the right approach to just see how far you can go, and then because the label, as I see it today, you, I mean, for digital distribution, you don't need it at all. Maybe for physical distribution, and you and I guess, you know, I mean, you're more in the industry than me. You know that physical distribution, it works if you have maybe large concerts, or you sign them, or you know, or some limited vinyl, how you say it in English, vinyl presses and stuff, you know, where you sign it, and
Yeah.
so and apart from this, you don't need really a physical thing. This brings me to another thing. How is the situation at the moment for you in Tennessee? Because there is, I guess, like we in Germany, I just told you, you know, we are in a lockdown again. So how are things there? Because I don't think there's any live renditions at the moment, right?
We are still on like, I don't know, soft lockdown. I don't know
Okay.
what I
Yeah, we
say.
have lockdown light in Germany at the moment.
Yeah, it's like where it opened up in phases, but it's looking like they might lock it down again because the cases are rising.
Hmm.
Some of the states here are very strict, and then some of them are more lenient. And Tennessee's like in between. They're like, random with certain things. We still have to wear masks and stuff like that right now,
Hmm.
but we could still go outside for now. We'll see what happens, I guess.
Hmm. Hmm. But so with your music project, you have you played live in the past with it, or did you consider it, or you know what's your experience there, or do you
So
don't want to do it?
I've always been more of a writer and more of a like creator than a performer. I have performed a few times, but I'm just now starting to work on like my new artist development. So obviously performing is something that, I've thought of and how I want it to all be. But with the pandemic and stuff, that's just, who knows what that's going to look like in a year either. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I don't think
Hmm.
it's just going to go back. So I feel like we're going to have like shows like this, like we're doing right now and things like that. I feel like it's going to change again. So once again, I'm like starting to develop, thoughts on what's going to happen with that as well. So, but I mean,
Okay.
I'm down to perform, people love music. They love to go see it.
Yeah, exactly. So you have not played live yet. Any shows with your music? I mean.
A few with a band, but that was a few years ago. I've done a few things. I think there's even something on YouTube with a few clips of me like playing live. If you find my
Okay,
YouTube,
I will check it out. I just I saw you had a collaboration, but this was just a picture there with
uh-huh.
a rapper or someone, and yeah, I haven't got through all of it.
Yeah,
I want to also get to know you, in the talk. So I don't want to spoil too much of it. But anyway, I'm gonna check it out because yeah. For me, your music, at least the song, we connected over, could work very well with just acoustic guitar or you just playing the piano or something.
yeah,
It's just a nice little in a club thing setting. It could work very well. It's not like a stadium stuff. It's more
right.
intimate. The song. Okay, so you have no plans at the moment for after this pandemic to go live because it would need also some planning how you would do it, right? I mean, you either condense it that you just do it acoustically, or you have some backing tracks. So okay, we don't need to talk about it because you haven't thought about it. I got it. Um, so through through your experience in the uh, how sorry, I lost my train of thought. Um, um, so you are writing now new material, I take it, because there is not much else to do at the moment, or are you still okay? This you don't have to answer, but are you still working? Are you still you know getting by well enough? I hope.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, I have some royalties from songs before and things like that, but it is definitely a hard time for musicians, that do rely on playing live and things like that, especially in Nashville. That's
Hmm.
a huge thing here. So it's definitely taken a hit on a lot of people. Me personally, that's not where like most of my income came from, but I understand like, that is like it's intense right now.
Okay.
I guess, we could always do things like this. People are doing like those virtual tip jars and things like that. So it's always good to support people that way if possible.
Hmm. And have you done some of these with virtual shows? I mean, music shows.
If they lock us down again, I'm going to. I've thought about it because, when it was first locked down and people really couldn't like go anywhere, I'm definitely going to set something like that up if that happens again, which
Hmm.
I hope it doesn't, obviously, but if it does.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, I mean, now a lot of things happened the last week. Was it just the last week? I mean, you changed presidents, and there was a vaccine is out now, and I mean, it's not out now, but it's on the horizon. But even with all this, it will take a while until we are back to normal, unfortunately. So earliest next summer. I think maybe worst case is the whole next year, because even if there's a vaccine, you need to get vaccinated, and it's a long tail thing. Um, okay, so you're doing fine. You have other streams of income. That's good to know. Good for you. So how do you usually find your the people you work with? Um, is there I don't know if is there a Craigslist or something, or how do you word of mouth, or how do you get to work with the people you work with?
So it's pretty much just like everyone in my city makes music. It's Nashville, so it's pretty much just friends of friends. And then before that, it was because, my publishing deal and stuff like that. I was, set up to write with those particular people, writers or producers, things like that. But nowadays, it's pretty much just like, I have my little set group of people. I don't branch out too much, but if I do, it'd probably just be friends of friends coming through and coming by.
Okay. So you're not, is it the right word, soliciting? You're not looking for people to get in touch with you. I mean, if it happens, you wouldn't mind, I guess,
Yeah.
but you're not, kind of furthering this whole thing.
Right.
Okay. Um, so, how uh, um, when you work with these guys, so because have you toured with one of your projects before? Was there some? No, okay. Because this is one question I always like to ask, because when we can look if there's any funny stories you can tell,
Yeah.
like some antics, what happened on stage, or maybe you can talk about some stuff without naming names in what happened in the studio. Some funny aspects of a whole producer thing.
Oh my God. I don't even
Where to
know.
start, huh?
What a disaster. First, I have to say I probably shouldn't, because I have a very dark sense of humor and that can
Okay.
go pretty bad.
I said don't name any names. I mean, it seems like nobody is. You get royalties from things nobody knows that you've wrote it. I guess. So nobody should find out. But if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But it would be funny to have a few stories.
Okay, well, I'll come up with some for next time that I've gone over and made sure they're 2020 appropriate.
I see. Okay, good. Um, yeah. Then what what as you have so many different genres,
Mhm.
where are you really? I mean, what is what do you love the most, or is there? I get it that I like also different genres, but is there kind of where are you coming from music wise? What was your inspiration, and where would you like to go? Just let us dream together where you see yourself.
Okay, so the song that, we connected over is the music that I've always really liked and wanted to make. I'm very inspired by grunge, like, that whole 90s era. Like, that's still what I listen to all the time. Um, so pretty much that's like what I want to do. But, where I was writing for all those years, it kind of conditioned my mind to create like more pop music, because that's what I was supposed to be doing, like make the most commercial thing possible, the most commercial thing possible. So there's like that element, which, I have done, but that's not what I'm passionate about. It's
Hmm.
something that I'm capable of, though. And then there's like music that I create on the piano that's like a cappella, just like, piano and vocals. And then that's kind of its own genre, but I could take that and turn it into something like you heard, like the song that, All For You.
Hmm.
So pretty much the All For You is like, I have at least, an album's worth of songs like that I want to put out. And that's like the direction that I want to go. And then I'm like, sure, I want to go with my music, but I'll always, be a pianist as well. So I'll always have those like piano vocals in there too. And I'll probably like write on the side and probably
Hmm.
won't put out the more poppy things under my own
Okay.
artistry.
Yeah, no, I mean, this sounds great, because yeah, I think what you did here is kind of, you really bridged the gap between more the serious kind of music, what grunge is or has been. It has been always with it was always a little bit deeper, and with pop, because it has kind of both appeals. I can see that this song is played, on my radio show, which is more fringe, and then on mainstream radio. So I think that's and if you love it, then there is no, that's the cool thing in music. There is no right or wrong. You just do what you feel right, and if other people like it, so even the better, But
Right.
even if they don't, if you are happy with it, then it's fine. Do you? sometimes this is a problem for single artists. Do you, okay, there's a lot of problems for single artists. How do you decide when a song is finished? How do you decide this? Because we talked about this before, that you can layer things on, and you can put in another chorus, and you can put in some echo effects and stuff. So how do you decide? Okay, that's enough of a song. Let's keep it this way, because it's not that easy.
Yeah, I don't really have like a specific method or anything for that. I just hear it and I'm like, yep, there it is. I'm not one of those wishy-washy people that goes back and like changes 50 things either. And it's like, never mind, I changed my mind. I don't like that sound now. I feel like there's like magic to music. And, a lot of the reason why I couldn't do writing sessions very easily is because other writers that I would be put in a room with would, go through every single word and then change it 50 times. And I'm like, that takes all the feeling out of the music. You don't even, mean what you're saying. You're just trying to say the most, appropriate thing possible, or the thing that you think sounds the best. I like to just kind of like let it flow out, and, whatever comes out, I either really like it or I kind of like it, and maybe I'll, just listen to it for myself.
Hmm.
But, I just kind of let the magic do its thing. It's pretty much my method with that.
Okay, no, that's perfect, because this is, I think, it's the most organic or biologic way of doing things. I mean, I guess sometimes you will change a word. If you stumble, then
Right.
later in the, because yeah, I can see that, but it should still kind of keep the flow of it. The original one, because this, yeah, I'm completely with you. So it's an organic stream, what happens, and you don't change it. But then the other question comes to mind. I mean, you like it, that's good, so everything is fine. But do you have some confidences where you show it to? That you, do you think this song is good, or so? You have like friends you show it to, or are you so? I mean, this would be great. Are you so confident? No, I like it, so it's good, and I put it out there.
No, I do. So like my best friend, who's pretty much been there the whole way, I show her everything because she's heard. She doesn't make music or anything, but I think that's better because, somebody that doesn't create, they're listening to it as a listener, which is like 90% of people that are going to hear it don't make
Hmm.
music. So if somebody just likes it for the sheer fact that they're like, oh, I really like that one, or I'll notice someone singing it or it gets stuck in their head or something like that, then I'm like, oh, that's a good song. They like definitely like it if they're singing it the next day.
Yeah, I'm completely with you, because sometimes I mean, and I guess you're surrounded by a lot of friends who do a lot of music. This is the worst kind of people you want to show it to, because they dissect it. They kind of, oh yeah, no, the drums could be a little bit louder, and here, oh, yeah, can you put it? This is kind of not the point of a song. The point of a song is to, you know, to disperse a feeling, to paint a picture in your head. And so, yeah, okay, I'm completely with you here. It's better to have friends who are kind of in this way more objective. Of course, I guess
Exactly.
she's your friend,
Right.
but
That's totally.
sometimes this is the good thing. A real true friend, as you will know, I'm pretty sure, tells you also the truth. If it's and I guess it happened to you also. Even if she doesn't like it, but you like it, you can still bring it out.
Right.
It's just one opinion, and
Right.
um, I I personally, for me, music is like a big, how you say, a big green pasture where you can run in every direction, and there is no stopping you, no holding you back, and there's no right or wrong. In the end, of course, I mean, you are in the fortunate position. You don't need to get to live from it. I mean, wholly. So you can do whatever you want to do, and you can try out things.
That's my entire intention with that. I would never want that to be my only work or something where I felt like I had to do it. That would take all the fun out of it. That would take all of the art out of it.
Hmm.
So I definitely have to have it like the way that it is.
Yeah. No, I got it. So So that's why you're still producing and doing things. So you have an income that you can kind of run freely with your own stuff and see where it leads you. So you have already some. I might have misunderstood you. You have already some songs already ready for the album, or you want to get them ready for the album.
Yeah, I have several things that are ready, and then some things just really need like tuned up a little bit, mixed here and there. But the overall songs are, good, and I like them. So I really want to put out something. And I know that, marketing is completely different nowadays. You don't just like put out whole albums. Most people do singles and things like that. But I do have a lot of songs in the same genre that I think will be, good. And it's all like in time, I'm just taking it song by song, just going down the line, like getting different like feedback. And, most of the feedback has been really positive. So that's really good too. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I'm excited to put more stuff out.
Cool, cool. So and yeah, just talking about marketing. So you will kind of put single after single for a while, and then in the end comes an album where you kind of combine them all together. And we're just talking about digital right now because you just do it on your own, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Hmm.
That's what I think it would be the smartest route for now until I see what's happening to the industry. Because we both know it's rapidly changing very
Yep.
quickly with the pandemic and everything.
Hmm.
So, yeah, we have like Riot Fest on schedule in Chicago and things like that. So I'm thinking that maybe the pandemic will end by, like you said, summer. Um,
Hopefully, I
so,
hope.
yeah, we'll see what happens. It was like a year and a half of our life at that point that we were
Oh,
just
it's
fulfilling.
annoying. It's kind of I feel like, and I guess you feel like the same. We kind of put on pause. Everything stops, and it's kind of you need to be yeah. It's not always easy to keep on going and be positive and yeah. So it's kind of ugh. I would like to fast forward here and just kind of, but
Yeah.
it's not possible. But anyway, okay, so you have all of already things standing by. Basically, just have to polish them a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I hope you let me hear them. So
absolutely.
because there might be some stuff in there that I would really like to play and to hear.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, so yeah, you talked about marketing. Um, yeah, no, or doing this because yeah, with the marketing, I think the most I mean, breaking on Spotify. Maybe let's talk about this. Is as far as I know, I don't know much, but I'm talking with a lot of people, of course, and it seems really like you should kind of put out a single like every 2 or 3 weeks, and
Yeah.
slowly add up to the album because then you can also take advantage of, I mean, the algorithm of Spotify that, people will, your followers always get an update and, oh, there's a new thing. And, so slowly you grow. And also, what very important is, I was told by another band, you have to have a video for every song. I don't think this is sustainable or possible because
Yeah.
the video for sorry, what was our song? What's our song? Uh,
I'll bring.
all for you, thank you. It's so easy. I should just write it down, man. I'm stupid. All for you, because it has a nice video, um, and this was clearly done in a nicer studio, right? So
Yeah.
it was well produced, but also, as you know, this will cost not only time but also money. And I don't know the revenue you will get from there. But are you planning on any video shoots for the new material?
So video is like the hardest thing ever to like get somebody to actually do, get somebody to finish. It takes a long time. People, it's the hardest part. Every artist knows how frustrating that can be is getting your music video finished.
Hmm.
There's no way in 2-week increments. You'd have to have that lined up in advance, for like a long time. You'd have to like have those all filmed at the same time, edited, and then ready to go. Because the other thing is like if you set releases like that, and you're like, oh, I'm scheduling this release like I did. I scheduled mine 2 weeks in advance so it would be on all platforms at the same time. You'd have to have that really lined up. And then that might get, stifling creatively because you'd have to be filming them so quickly. And then there's only so many of your friends that can be in the same video or help you out in the same, thing or same hair, same this, same that, same setting, same season.
Hmm.
So, I, don't really want to rush that aspect of it. It took me about 8 months to get like the 10 songs that I have. Because they just came very slowly and, like you said, organically. They just came. And
Hmm.
I am very happy with them. I would love to film more videos, but realistically, especially with the pandemic, it's really hard to get somebody to film your video, get it edited, and, get it done in a timely manner. It's difficult. So,
Yeah, and also it's not easy. I mean, I like the video, but usually I I wouldn't like it so much because I mean it's just and don't get it wrong, it's just a performance video. It's just you performing the song. It's nice. It fits the vibe. It's kind of, as it's so down to earth and this kind of somber tones in there. It fits the song quite well. But usually, I personally I'm rather have you know a story in the video and some not action, but something happening in the video, and maybe intercut with a performance video, but not just a performance. Here it works because it has this kind of yeah, like I said before, this kind of little bar room setting. There's a small stage in the I mean, it's not in the video, but this is how I perceive your song. It's kind of intimate. It's delicate and for small rooms, so it conveys this well. But yeah, and here I guess what I'm hearing from you, it's not easy to get people to not only film it but also put in some effort, because this is the best thing that can happen to you, that you have a real filmmaker or video maker who also puts in his ideas, kind of to you made the music and they made the visual representation of it, so
exactly.
it's not easy. How did you do it with your cover artwork and the things there?
I do all my cover artwork.
Hmm.
I directed all the videos. Like I, create all the stuff. I love any type of digital art. I just really like it. I enjoy it. I make a lot of edits. You've seen my Instagram, so you see how colorful everything is.
Hmm.
I really enjoy art too. I love photography. So most of my stuff is just really simple. I don't like huge, big whatever, because I was forced to do that for so long. So I like just little stripped down, like little pictures of my friends, like the girl sitting, that's my car, my friends, sitting in my convertible, just having a good time, So I was like, this is a good moment. Like I'll capture this. And then, I make that the cover art. And, I'm always on the hunt for that. Like my friends get annoyed because I'm always taking cute little pictures of them. And
No.
I'm like, oh, this will be a good cover in like 8 months or something like that.
Hmm. No, I like this approach because this is kind of where in the beginning I didn't really know what you are or how I approach you, because I saw your Spotify, like I said, and I saw your Instagram, and I was like, what is it now? What is it? But I already saw in your pictures on Instagram, for example, that it's kind of I mean, we are classy and we are classy, but we are not tampered with. I like you have still this there is a down to earth approach. Not everything is perfect angled
Yeah.
and stuff, and
Yeah.
so because this is sometimes what annoys me these days, and I have a daughter myself, so I need to prepare her for this world. So on Instagram you only see the nice stuff, and it's fine. It's for that, but there's also not so fine things in the world, and I see, you strike the balance right where, they're appealing, they're nice to look at, but they're not overdone, or photoshopped to death
Yeah.
or something, where you kind of, okay, this is a plastic person. And when I don't see the point in it anymore, when you can, have a computer generated whatever, and it will be perfect.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, that goes back to being yourself, like I said, like just keeping it as real as possible. Everybody obviously wants to feel, good and enhanced and stuff. But I do like that raw, just like down to earth aspect of things. I don't want anyone to ever see me and be like, you don't look the same, or, I don't want to project an image. Like everything is very real. It's very accurate, including my like aesthetic, the creation. Like I love colors and things like that. Like that's how I do my own makeup, how my Instagram is. You know what I mean? Like I want it as reflected like inside of my mind as possible. Same with
Yeah.
my music too.
No, it's very honest. In a way, you're like a singer-songwriter, really. Like I don't know. In the '70s, you would just go with your guitar or see where a piano stands and do your thing and roam around and stuff. So it's a very honest, down-to-earth thing. But of course, we are not in the '70s anymore. We are in this world. So yeah, sometimes it seems. But I think our thoughts. In German we say, in the past everything was better, even the future. If you think about this, every decade or every age has its problems, and we might have wished to live in, I don't know, in the '40s because it was so clear or whatever, and or in the Cold War era. And the point is, we're living here, and we have to make the best out of it. There's no point in wishful thinking, and I think you're doing it quite well, and you're doing your brand, and I really admire this, because I'm, like I said, I'm a father, and I'm like, you're a better role model than people just like kind of overdoing the things, and I like this honest approach. So yeah, thank you very much for that. And yeah, I also in your music, of course. So yeah, I'm pretty much through with all the things I wanted to talk with you. Thank you for your honesty. If you want to, you can add things, and if you have a ending statement, a note for the people out there, for the aspiring musicians, or for people who should find your music, and any closing statements.
Yeah, I just can't wait to see what the quarantine brings from other people. I can't wait to see the art that is going to be released. And thank you to the people that have listened to our track that we're discussing. All for you.
All for you, exactly. I
wrote it down. We'll be putting out more for sure. There'll be more stuff on its way. So.
No, and please send it to me. I really, that's one of the reasons I do this talk, because I didn't know what to expect here. Because you are how you say. There's a nice word for it, and I don't get it. Enigma, yeah. Exactly. You're an enigma, because you're so many different facets, and I really like that, because this is exactly how people are. You're not just a producer and not a singer, and you're not just an object, but there is parts of it in all of us, and in you, and you showing. I'm really happy that we had this talk, and that I can look behind the facade, because I really didn't know what was out there.
Yeah, that's my life for you.
Thank you very much. No, and I'm very happy that you're doing well, and yeah. So Stay safe,
Thank you.
and let me hear your music.
I will.
You know where to find me. Just send it to me. Um, and yeah, thank you for your time. It was a pleasure. And yeah, goodbye. You're in morning, is it right?
Yes,
So
10, 10.
have a good day.
Okay, you too. Good night.
Yep. Thank you.